Hi guys, this is Vampire Bride. Today I'm doing a review over the Cooler Master Liquid Lite 120 all-in-one air cooler. We actually found this because we went to Micro Center to get some fans for our PC, and we had been talking about putting an all-in-one in our computer for quite some time now. Well, we came across this one, and when looking it up to find reviews for it on the internet and on YouTube, we found not one video reviewing this particular all-in-one, and couldn't even find very much information on it. So we decided to take a chance on it and hopefully put some information out about it. It was packaged really well, and it comes with all the specifications for the radiator, fan, and the pump all on the side of the box. It came with well-pictured instruction manual with lettering for each part to show you how to assemble it. So as far as manuals go, it's really good. It just has no written instruction to it. This is the fan it came with. We actually didn't use it in our build because we used a fan with blue LED lights in it instead. But it feels like a very high quality fan, and it has a very sturdy braided cable. Actually, the whole thing felt very sturdy. The water cooling loop is made with kink resistant tubing, preventing leaks and also making it easy and reliable. The aluminum radiator is made up of a high density fin design, and the pump is a dual chamber dissipation pump, letting it perform cool and quietly. It looks great inside the computer with a sleek white LED Cooler Master logo. Now I am going to talk a little bit about its performance. We did 2 different stress tests to test the difference in temperature between the computer before and after the AIO. All other variants remain the same during these tests. The first pair of bars are data from a test using Intel burn test, which is a CPU intensive test. Results showed a 14 degrees Celsius difference before and after the AIO. The second pair of bars is data from a particle test, which is actually a highly GPU intensive test. We were curious to see what the temperature difference would be after adding the AIO. There was more of a performance gap in both of these tests than I anticipated, but the results were actually exactly the same. At a high of 68 degrees Celsius before the AIO, and a high of 54 degrees Celsius after adding the AIO. This last graph shows the temperature difference at idle, again having no other variations besides the addition of the all-in-one. Again showing a decent performance gap of 10 degrees. A high of 45 degrees Celsius before adding the all-in-one cooler, and a high of 35 degrees Celsius after the addition of the cooler. I want to note that when testing for yourself, AIOs do take a while to heat up. About 10 minutes into a test, the temperature will have increased, but an hour or more into the test, the loop should be fully heated. Results will vary with differently timed tests, and aren't really accurate under load until fully heated. Results will also vary depending on what components are in your computer and what thermal paste you're using. The difference the AIO made while overclocking was fairly minimal, but worth noting. We were able to overclock to 4.4 GHz without a problem, even before the AIO. But when moving it up to 4.5 GHz, the computer would blue screen almost immediately upon posting. However, with the Cooler Master Liquid Lite 120, we were able to run the computer at 4.5 GHz even when put under load. But for some reason, when we tried to game with it clocked at 4.5, it would blue screen after about 20 minutes, even though the temperatures were completely stable. We plan on looking into this more to try to figure out what was causing it. We think that maybe adjusting some other setting in the BIOS, such as the voltage, would help, but that's a video for another day. Someone had commented on a previous video I have about the installation of this AIO cooler, and asked what I thought was a really good question and was worth mentioning now for anyone else who may be wondering the same thing. They asked if the Cooler Master Liquid Lite 120 came with the coolant already in it, or if you had to or could add your own coolant. My answer is that this particular AIO is a sealed unit, meaning you should not try to open it up. Taking it apart would likely void any warranty that you may have on it. It is unnecessary for this cooler, and would probably end badly with leaking or just not working properly afterwards. There are customizable AIOs, but that isn't the case with this one. Pricing at around $50, this is a great AIO for someone wanting to dip their feet into water cooling, compared to the stock AMD or Intel heatsinks. It is compatible with all of the most recent AMD and Intel processors. It substantially decreased the temperatures of our CPU, is fairly easy to install, and looks great. We've had it for about 2 months now, and I really have nothing bad to say about it. It met and or exceeded all of our expectations. I'd love to hear about others' experiences with the Master Liquid Lite 120 or other beginning water coolers in the comments.